seconds after bloody Baltimore called ceasefire in their city. Look what immediately happened. Calling the Reverends Al Sharpton and Jesse Jackson. Calling the Reverends Al Sharpton and Jesse Jackson. In spite of a widely publicized so-called 72-hour ceasefire campaign, 2 homicides occurred in the far-left slum of Baltimore on Saturday. The campaign, which was promoted by local activists to stop young black males from killing each other for just 1 weekend, only managed to last for a couple of hours until thugs just couldn't help themselves and they did what they do best: kill. Activist Erica Bridgeford and other community leaders extensively promoted the Baltimore ceasefire, which began at midnight Friday and was supposed to last through Sunday night, by using the slogan, "Nobody kill anybody for 72 hours." I'm sure the improper English was done on purpose, because if not, none of these thugs would have been able to understand the message. It was reported that everything was going as planned until around 40 hours into the ceasefire. I bet that's a record for the liberal bastion that is Baltimore. At the 41st hour, 2 men were shot and killed. The first victim was a 24-year-old man who was fatally shot around 5 p.m. on Saturday, and just a mere hours later, around 10 p.m., a 37-year-old man was also shot and killed. Both victims were taken to the hospital where they both died. Bridgeford, whom I have to give kudos to for at least trying, later went on to write, the Baltimore ceasefire has not ended. If you are going to run around here acting defeated, a part of me wants to give you this snub to your eye, and then, to hug you. You are not ready for this revolution. It's fine. But please sit down and quiet yourself. Stop panicking out loud. Find a corner and watch us keep getting this work. Does anyone in Baltimore know proper English? Fox News reports. Bloody Baltimore. No end seen to post-Freddie Gray spike in homicides, shootings. Baltimore's bloody summer ended with a barrage of bangs, as the rate of homicides and gun crimes continued to spike in the wake of the racially charged case of Freddie Gray, whose death in police custody left citizens angry and cops demoralized. For September, homicides were up 39% and non-fatal shootings nearly doubled over the same month in 2014. Continuing a disturbing trend that has gripped the Charm City since Gray's death in April and the rioting that followed. For the year, murders are up 52% and non-fatal shootings 80% over last year. We have highly motivated bad guys in Baltimore, Baltimore police spokesman DJ Smith told FoxNews.com. I don't think police officers are going to engage potential gang members the way they did before Gray. Michael Greenberger, a law professor at the University of Maryland who studies policing. For the year, the 246 homicides recorded through September 26 put Baltimore dangerously close to the record pace of 1993, when 353 people were victims of homicide. The fact that the spike occurred after April 19 bodes even worse. Before the unrest following the Gray arrest, Baltimore had recorded 65 homicides for the year. A 4-decade high of 42 homicides in May was topped in July when 45 people were killed in homicides, making Baltimore the second deadliest city in America on a per capita basis, trailing only St. Louis. Whether due to demoralized cops, emboldened criminals or some combination of the two, the city is scrambling to turn the tide. 26 killings in September represented a welcome drop from the record 43 seen in May, when the city was roiled by protests and police were ordered by the mayor to stand down in the face of riots. In a statistical quirk that may have an ominous explanation, other categories of violent crime, such as rape, robbery and assault, are only up marginally since the death of Gray, a drug suspect whose death in a police van led to criminal charges against 6 cops. Baltimore officer reportedly said Freddie Gray asked for medic during transport. Baltimore killings soared to a level unseen in 43 years. In the wake of the riots and amid a strong perception, Mayor Stephanie Rawlings Blake and other civic leaders did not support cops, union officials openly acknowledged that their members felt abandoned. Everywhere they go, they are getting challenged, Lieutenant Gene Ryan, president of the Baltimore Fraternal Order of Police, told Fox News Channel's Greta Van Susteren in May. days after 6 cops were indicted on charges ranging from misconduct to depraved heart murder. They are being attacked at every different angle and they're not getting the support they need and deserve. Shootings, and especially murders, require police engagement, while lesser offenses may go unreported amid more serious crimes and a hesitant department, said Michael Greenberger, a law professor at the University of Maryland who studies policing. He and other experts say a less assertive police force, perhaps out of anger at their treatment by city elders, perhaps out of fear that engagement could put them in the firing line, is showing up in the statistics. I don't think police officers are going to engage potential gang members the way they did before Greenberger said. Gang violence is not necessarily rape and robberies, but killing is. John F. Bangshoff, a professor of public interest law at George Washington University, theorized that the anti-snitch mentality of some neighborhoods makes it harder for police to charge suspects, and also suggested that police can talk a victim out of reporting less serious crimes. Murders, you can't cover up, Bangshoff said, referring not specifically to Baltimore's situation, but to crime statistics in general. As for other crimes, there's a natural reaction to step back and not want to risk a possible indictment, he said. Less assertive police response means more guns on the streets. Gray, who died of injuries suffered in the police van April 19, had been arrested after police said he fled unprovoked upon noticing police presence. The death sent a shockwave through the city, and sparked several days of riots, looting and burning of buildings. Time magazine reported in June that since the Baltimore police officers were indicted, police officers' concerns over potential prosecution for improper use of force now appear to be holding many of them back from arresting suspects altogether. When they do, they're surrounded by smartphone-wielding citizens. It's as if the police are no longer patrolling Baltimore the way they once did. Instead, the citizens are patrolling them. There was a panel earlier this month at Mount St. Mary's University where city leaders discussed the summer crime rate. The embattled former police commissioner, Anthony Batts, made headlines when he said it appeared police were taking a knee due to lack of political support from city leaders. The city's interim police commissioner insisted that police officers remain vigilant and seized 44% more guns this past summer than last summer, and 238 trigger pullers have been identified and cases are being built against them. Smith acknowledged that it has been a violent year in the city, but noted other cities have seen a similar rise in crime. Indeed, Baltimore's increase is comparable to that of Washington, D.C., which has seen a 48% increase. New York City has seen a 9.6% increase in homicides so far in 2015. Although the year-over-year picture remains alarming, Smith pointed out that the number of homicides in the city have dropped each month since hitting its peak in July. He said the police department is working on improving communications with parole officers and employs a B-Fed task force, which puts federal agents inside the city's homicide unit under city police orders. Smith downplayed the role Gray's uproar played in the homicide increase. The people who are going out killing people are not looking to better the community, he said. They're trying to take advantage of an opportunity. As you can see, Baltimore has been having a huge issue for decades now, but I'm sure that the Black Lives Matter riots and looting will commence shortly, and former President Barack Hussein Obama will give a statement saying the 24-year-old killed last weekend could have been his son. Oh, wait, maybe not, since there is no money or agenda to be gained here. Please share if you agree the Black community needs to get its act together. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe Breaking News 365 channel. Goodbye and see you again.